From a vibrant fishing and cloth-making town to a popular holiday resort, Minehead in Somerset has certainly undergone something of a transformation in recent years, but it's never seen anything quite like this. 10 men from Dundee to Dudley, Bradford to Bangor have come here in pursuit of strongman's biggest prize. The Citroën Van Trophy to be competed for by 10 men over 7 events, but only one can be the king of strongmen. But which of these 10 will it be? Is this going to be harder for you to win, do you think, this year than the last 2?
Well, 7 events, 7 hard events, and 9 other good competitors.
Who do you think are the main contenders to actually win the whole thing?
It's got to be Glenn Ross, because he's done it twice over the last 2 years. Both Pittuck's looking good. Everybody's looking good. I think everyone's in with a chance.
You've always to watch Glenn. Glenn's very strong. But don't write me off. Definitely Glenn Ross. Rob Dixon. I think they're the main 2. Mark Hollis, who's coming on very strong.
I would say Glenn Ross, Bill, probably Jamie Barr.
Bill, but if his arm bothers him, we'll just have to wait and see. And probably Glenn, he's going to be in the top 3, thereabouts. So.
Obviously Glenn, good events in. Adrian, I like to think himself.
Glenn Ross, probably, and Brian Bell, I would think.
Bill Rollinson, I'd say.
Well, I presume Glenn's favourite, like, but I'm going to push all the way.
I think this is as wide open as it's ever been. And there's a lot of new good lads coming up, and I think Glenn's going to have an hard time this year.
Somerset in the summertime, and a glorious day for taking the boat out or just basking on the beach. Unless, of course, you happen to be a strong man. Well, it's time for the posing and posturing to end, and believe me, the finalists are not being bowled a couple of looseners to start with. This is as tough as it gets, the biggest ever weight to be lifted in a Britain's Strongest Man competition. The super yoke weighs 365 kilograms or 800 pounds to be carried on your back down the course as fast as possible. The world record stands at 13 seconds. I don't think it's in jeopardy, but you never can tell. Paul Dickinson has the runners and riders.
In lane 1 from Bangor in Northern Ireland, Glenn Ross. In lane 2 from Northampton, Mark Eiliff. In lane 3 from York, Rob Dixon. In lane 4 from Barnsley, Andrew Rains. And finally in lane 5 from Dumfries, Stuart Murray. Stuart Murray, after a 3-year break, back in Britain's strongest man, but all eyes on the far side on Glen Ross, twice the champion, going for title number 3. Away they go. Well, when you talk about speed in this event, it's all relative, because this is a massive weight. The heaviest man in the competition, Glen Ross, though, is moving the quickest. Rob Dixon, one of the lightest men in World's Strongest Man, or Britain's Strongest Man, has actually put it down as Glen Ross goes over the line. What a start for the defending champion. Mark Iliff struggling a bit. Rob Dixon coming through. No, he's not. Mark Iliff takes second place in this heat. Rob Dixon third. Glen Ross's time 20.5, and out on the course Andrew Rains and Stuart Murray. There he is. The Scot is struggling a bit, but he's back, trying to make it to the finish. I don't think he will. Glen Ross, though, steamed over the line. A good second place as well by Mark Iliff. But Glen Ross just breathing easy now.
That was a pretty impressive start.
Well, I went steady Eddie all the way up, and then the last 5 metres I went a wee bit faster. I just didn't want to drop them because I kept hearing people dropping them. I thought, don't let these come off my back. So I'm pretty pleased with that. Still 5 more guys to go, but I think it's a good time.
In lane 1 from Northampton, Bill Pittuck. In lane 2 from Dundee, Brian Bell. In lane 3 from Dudley, Adrian Rollinson. In lane 4 from Glenrothes, Jamie Barr. And in lane 5 from Shrewsbury, Lane Snook. It really was a cracking time set by Glen Ross, 20.5 seconds. The man in the middle, Adrian Rollinson, he said it was his destiny to make this final, and he's done it. Away we go. Bill Pittuck the first to show, followed by Rollinson. Oh, Rollinson's gone down, and Bill Pittuck is hurtling away with this. As John Infidel was saying, the heaviest weight ever in Britain's Strongest Man, and Pittuck is flying. That is a winning time by a long, long way. 14.8 seconds. He's absolutely destroyed the time of Glen Ross. Adrian Rollinson coming through to second place in this heat, but we'll have to get the calculator out to see how that compares with the other heats. Jamie Barr finishes third. 2 guys out on the course, Brian Bell and the tallest man here, Lane Snook. Pittuck even has time to say, come on, Brian, get a move on. Lane Snook in all sorts of problems, nearest the camera. A little shake of the head as well. I tell you what, the blood pressure really rises when you're lifting this sort of weight on the shoulders. Lane Snook determined to finish. He's just short, and feeling very wobbly, but Bill Pittuck has scored maximum points. Glen Ross in second place.
Well,
Easy. Another easy one for me. That's one of my favourite events. I've been trying hard. The weight felt nothing on my back. The ball set pulled a bit, me dodgy ball set, but apart from that, no bother. That's one battle. The war's still going on.
well, a bad start for Stumpy at the bottom. Dixon and Barr, the pocket battleships in the middle, but Glen Ross settling snugly into second behind the ebullient Pittuck.
I have no excuse for it because I have actually done them before. So, slap my wrist. I didn't do so good on that one. I should have done a bit better. But, 6 more going. It's not even the start, really. So, a few more points to be had.
And we stay on the prom for event number 2. According to mythology, Fingal was the giant who forged the Giant's Causeway between Northern Ireland and Scotland. But this is a fact. These are his fingers, and this is his pinky, weighing in at 200 kilograms. And they all get progressively heavier till you get to his thumb at the end there that tips the scales at 300 kilograms. Lift them all up, tip them all over, it'll be a nail-biting finish. Well, the first pair struggled a bit, putting it mildly. Andrew Rains lifted just 1. Brian Bell managed 3 in 32.4, but he too found it a bit of a strain.
the weight's bearing down on you all the time. As they get heavier, it's difficult to keep pushing. It just starts to push you down into the ground, it feels like.
Of the next two to go, Stuart Murray struggled even more. He lifted 1, but in a slower time than Rains. Lane Snook managed 3, but he didn't enjoy any of his 36.9 seconds doing it.
That was difficult. It's the full one's very heavy. Take a lot to do that, I think.
And so for Jamie Barr and Rob Dixon, the time they've got to beat and the number of fingers, Brian Bell's 3 fingers in 32.4. Well, nobody is really very experienced at this event. The first time we saw it was at Alton Towers. That was only last year. The safety men are in place, because if those fingers go down, I tell you what, it'd be a hell of a thump on the forehead. But Rob Dixon is away. 200 kilograms pushed over with ease. Jamie Barr quite a long way behind. This is a different technique from Rob Dixon. It's like a rugby prop forward getting his shoulder into it. Here we go. What's this? Very, very impressive. Number 3. Over and out in under 30 seconds, so already in the lead. Jamie Barr only on number 3 now. This is fantastic. Rob Dixon, the lightest man in the final, just over 18 stones, but he's flying at the moment. Jamie Barr is finished. And this is number 4. Yes, it is. 4 fingers in 49.7. Even Jamie Barr recognises a superb performance. Not going for number 5. The 1 minute time limit is up, and Rob Dixon has scored heavily there. Great performance. A hug from Jamie Barr, and Rob Dixon is smiling. But there's still some very big and very strong men to come.
Those little legs, like a hamster on a wheel there.
Well, I have to use a bit of a different technique from last year, because it was a bit of a disappointment last year. So I've been practicing it. In fact, the week I got home after last year's Britons, I got one made up, so sort of practice these things, you know. I kept it to myself because I thought, well, why not, eh?
So have you got one? You've got this in your garden, have you?
I've got a big telegraph pole. So sorry, BT, I've been copped out. So I've got one where if I don't flip it over, I'll just back down, up, we'll put weights on the end of it. Yeah, dead right.
What did you think was happening down the road?
It's just a horrible little man. It's a rabbit. A horrible little man. Don't like him. No, he's obviously trained hard at that event. That's a nightmare event for me. But it should be, because I'm tall, but I just can't seem to get into that at all. But you've got to give him his due. Fair play. He won fair and square. Right.
Mark Iliff leads out Adrian Rollinson. Iliff, who makes a living from working in Formula 1 racing, he's going to have to get a move on here, but he's done so well to reach the final. Rollinson, we said in the beginning it was his destiny, but what has he got here? Both these guys using what you might call conventional technique. Rob Dixon was muscling it up with his shoulder. These guys with their arms and their hands, they've got to be so careful. One slip and it's all over. It's 2-all. Rollinson leading just. This third finger, 250 kilograms, over 550 pounds. Just behind Rob Dixon on time at the moment. The crucial time, 49.7 for 4. Iliff is slowing. He's finding it very tough. But Rollinson's still going well. This is a good time by Rollinson, but he's struggling now. I thought he was headed for number 4. I think Iliff is finished, and Rollinson has come to a dead halt. That is it. So Rob Dixon is still in the lead. Iliff 3 in 39.2, and Rollinson 3 in a very fast time, 30.5.
How much harder is it, the third and the fourth one?
It ain't a lot harder, it's the energy, it's saps. And I mean, I virtually got it up, and when my hand just slipped to the one side, and you know, it's gone then, that sort of thing. Good.
Bill Pittuck and Glenn Ross. Glenn Ross goes out, so does Pittuck, but his arm is heavily strapped. A big injury after the last event in his heat.
I'm strapped up, ready to go, so...
How big a factor will that be in this event?
I think this is the one where it's going to
tell whether I can carry on or not. I don't know. Feels right at the minute, but we'll see after this.
Well, Bill Pittuck has torn a bicep badly, and that really should affect him in this event. That'll be very disappointing. He's struggling. Glenn Ross away quickly. And despite the fact Glenn Ross weighs a huge 30 stones, he does move well. Pittuck gets one. Ross now has two, 225 kilos, and it was easy. Glenn Ross is going well. Rob Dixon still the leader. 4 of Fingal's fingers in 49.7. He's got one more to do, and he's got a good time to do it in, but he's taking a breather. Pittuck's done 2, but he's struggling all the way with this one. Pittuck, of course, who won event 1. This will not be a good score for him, but can Glenn Ross, the defending champion, beat Dixon? Pittuck is out. Come on, Glenn Ross. He's going to run out of time. Hugging that Fingal's finger, but that will not do him any good at all. This means that Rob Dixon has won. A big 10 points for him. Now, Glenn Ross, if he can get this one over... Oh, look at this. There's blood all over the place. So Glenn Ross determined to make amends for his first event. He wanted to win this one. That is not going to be the case. The time limit is finished. He goes over. He's got second place. So still big points for the defending champion. Good effort by Glenn Ross. He's in the points again.
I used every part of my body and then give it a headbutt Glasgow stuff. Start to finish off with. And I'm just glad to get the 4 over, you know. That's my worst event, I think. I've still got plenty to go, so there's still 5 more events to go. But I'm glad that's over. Get it out of the way and right now.
So 2 seasoned campaigners topping that list. Little and large, really. Dixon and Ross.
Rob was absolutely electrifying. For such a small man, I did not even rate him get anywhere in the top last 4 in this. So we've got somebody else to watch now.
So Glenn Ross setting the pace after 2 events, but he won't be underestimating any of the chasing pack.
Special announcement, the train at platform 2 will be leaving at any moment, pulled by Britain's strongest men.
Minehead railway station was closed down 30 years ago, but a group of enthusiasts refused to let it die, and now steam trains huff and puff their way safely through the Somerset countryside each and every day. And talking of huffing and puffing, our 10 finalists are going to have to pull 40 tons of railway carriage as quickly as they can up that 20-metre course. Who'll be the fat controller after this event? Well, the answer was probably not Andrew Rains, who managed just 19.62 metres. Nor Stuart Murray, although he managed to complete the trip in 53.4 seconds.
It's all go for Jamie Barr. He's languishing a bit at the moment, 3rd from the bottom of the table. He's only got 8 points and needs to go well here. Now, this is a change from the way we saw this event in the heats. They're dragging themselves along that iron ladder contraption in between the railway lines. Jamie Barr, powering on, taking small steps. That's important. This is one of these events where you could be the strongest man in the world for lifting weights, but if you haven't got the endurance, well, forget it. And Jamie Barr is a very, very fit man indeed. Over halfway. He's got strapping around his feet. I think that's as much to hold the shoes on as anything else. The time to beat is Stuart Murray's 53.4 seconds. He's got to cross the line, and the railway truck has as well. He's done it 10 seconds inside Murray's time, 43.6. That is a very, very good time indeed for Jamie Barr.
So, how's that?
Not too bad, actually. All right. Rust bits. The start's coming quick. Your feet go inside the holes because you're looking for a bit more step than what you're given.
43 seconds, though. Is that a winning time, do you think?
There's another 7 guys. Don't think so.
Well, Brian Bell couldn't match it, 52.2, although he did complete the course. Lane Snook couldn't actually get the train all the way to the end, 21.83 metres for him. Mark Iliff was pretty quick out the blocks, but 50.4 was all he could manage.
Take your position.
Off we go again, this time with Bill Pittuck. Now this event won't affect his arm at all. There'll be a slight pull on the arms, but his biceps still heavily bruised. It should be all right here. Lots of grunting and groaning to get this truck, this giant truck, underway. 40 tons. Oh, what a time by Jamie Barr to beat. 43.6. Bill Pittuck taking slightly bigger steps along those tracks than Jamie Barr, and keeping it going well. A good effort by Bill Pittuck. He's got about 15 seconds to go if he wants to beat Jamie Barr. Jamie Reeves, former world's strongest man, walking alongside the truck. I'm not going to say he's the fat controller, I daren't say that. But Bill Pittuck is going well. Head down, driving the legs. Outside of the time, it's still Jamie Barr who leads, but Bill Pittuck, only the second man to go under 50 seconds. Much, much better for Bill Pittuck.
Well, second at the moment, 49 seconds. How does that grab you?
That's good enough for me. Oh, that was hard.
Well, if there's one part of Adrian Rollinson that may be a little bit suspect, it's his overall fitness, and he's going to need every ounce of it here.
Hit the straight.
Away we go. Having said that, since last year, he has been going swimming. Must make quite a sight in the swimming pool, I tell you, at about 26 stones. But so strong. Head down. His body weight is certainly going to help here. What a view as well of those 40 tons just cruising along. What a time as well by Jamie Barr, 43.6. Pittuck in second place, 49.8. Adrian Rollinson going well. Just a little bit of chalk on those hands to help the grip. And that steel ladder as well taking the strain. Under the weight of Rollinson. He's not going to win this event. Now, can he beat the time by Bill Pittuck? It's going to be close. Yes, he can. Just by a shade. 48.4. Rollinson in second place. Only 2 men to go. Good effort by Rollinson. And good points once again.
Well, you're keeping the pressure on. You're second.
Excellent. Excellent. I ain't got a clue what the time is. What's the time?
48.
Oh, excellent. Excellent. Whew.
Well, Rob Dixon equal on points with Adrian Rollinson on 16 points each, 2 points behind Glenn Ross into this event. Now, how much of a disadvantage will the fact that he's the lightest man in the final be? We know he's determined. We know that he's going to give over 100% if possible. But he's well under 20 stones in body weight, and compare that to Glenn Ross, who's nearly 30 stones, and Rollinson ran about 26. But he's going well. Rob Dixon steaming along at the moment. Remember the time, 43.6 to beat. Second place, Rollinson, 48.4. I don't think he's going to beat Jamie Barr. He's well away from that. The clock is ticking over that time. Barr still safe in first place. One competitor to go, and he does move into second place, but only by 1/10 of a second, the smallest possible margin. Rob Dixon, 48.3.
Second quickest at the moment.
Now that's put a smile on my face. This is not my event. That's really put a big smile on my face. Yeah.
You finished 1/10 of a second in front of Adrian. How much do you think that might be important come the end?
Well, I stumbled and fell over twice nearly, so I give him a fighting chance, didn't I? No. 10th of a second, when it comes down to that, it is a crying shame sometimes. You know, for whoever comes behind, because everyone's worked so hard, but it comes down to those times.
it's look at the draw sometimes, you know. That's it, John, really.
And the big thing is, can Glenn beat you?
I hope not. I need some points back on that big man.
And so the last challenge, and it's a big, big challenge, isn't it? Glenn Ross, defending champion, who goes up against Jamie Barr's superb time of 43.6. He's got to try and stay low. That's one of the classic techniques in World's Strongest Man or Britain's Strongest Man. And in the past, we've had plane pulling, train pulling here, and boat pulling as well. We've pulled just about everything there is. But Glenn Ross not using his arms very much. I've got a feeling Jamie Barr's time is going to win it. 10 points for the Scot. But this is not looking good for Glenn Ross. Some superb times from Dixon, Rollinson and Pittuck in the 48-second region. And Ross is always all over the place. Ross is going to do badly here. The defending champion in all sorts of trouble, absolutely exhausted. He's nearly out on his feet. Over 50 seconds, so Dixon will be confirmed in second place, Rollinson third, Ross finishes now. Believe it or not, the champion has finished down in 8th place. And that immense effort is going to take a long, long time to recover from. Glenn Ross, his poorest performance so far. He's in trouble.
Problem for you?
It was just coming too quick. I couldn't even... With the railings, I was tripping over them and everything. I don't know. Just coming too quick. Just have to dig in now. I never make things easy for myself.
Well, that was a real shocker for Glenn Ross, down in 8th position, but a big result for Rob Dixon, who took full advantage. And it means the man from South Yorkshire now leads from Adrian Rollinson, but there's just 4 points covering the top 4. Everyone says that you can't afford to have one really bad event. Glenn Ross had a bad event there. Do you think that might be crucial?
It's definitely, it'll pay the price. Yeah, I'm hoping to make him pay as well.
This competition will know this next event proved a real stumbling block to many of the athletes. It's called the boulder holder, 275 kilograms of rock inside this crate to be carried as quickly and as far as possible around the stone circle. Someone in the heats, though, who was quite good at this is Bill Pittuck. So, Bill, what's the secret, do you reckon?
I reckon it's getting a big breath at the start, John, because when you've got 275 kilos squashed against your diaphragm, it stops all the air going to your brain. And in the heats, I run out of air, but this time I'm going to take a bigger breath and get all the way around.
Andrew Rains competed superbly in the heats, but he's struggling here. Just 4 points from the first 3 events.
Ready?
No.
Ready?
Yeah. And now as we start over the halfway point of this year's Britain's Strongest Man final, Andrew has really got to start putting together some great performances, and he's away well. Look at the size of his shoulders, his chest and his arms. He's got phenomenal muscles. A former bodybuilder and powerlifter, and now a superb strongman. His legs are massive as well, and this is good. Very, very good indeed. 24.1 metres. And that may make amends for some poorer performances in the previous events.
I think I got 2 last and a 9th, which winning now is out of the question, but I'm hoping I can get scraped together enough points to put me in 5th place by the end of the competition. That should qualify me for the Worlds.
Some hair for the rest to chase. Stuart Murray couldn't catch him, 13.7 metres. Neither could Brian Bell, the Scot disappointed with 11.1. And Lane Snook was the poorest of all at this stage, 7.6.
Mark Iliff, another big muscular fella. I think he may have put on a bit of weight since last year, but there's no body fat there at all. It's all solid muscle. 24.1 metres to beat by Andrew Rains. Mark Iliffe, slow and steady. Good balance, and that's so important in this event as well. One little slip either way and you're finished. He is going slowly. He's actually getting slower. That bar is getting lower, 275 kilos. He took a step backwards there. That is it. Mark Iliffe, 18.2 metres, but he is in second place behind Andrew Rains.
Seems to sway about a lot and spring a lot. It tries to pull you down a lot, but it's not a bad distance really.
Jamie Barr, who says he's going to finish his sports science degree next year, concentrating for the last couple of years on strongman competitions and making it, he hopes, to world's strongest man once again. Dougie Edmonds says, are you ready? But Jamie Barr wasting no time getting away. Mark Iliffe, 18.2. Andrew Rains still in the lead, 24.1. This is slow. The speed doesn't matter though, you've just got to keep yourself on balance and keep that bar as high as possible on the chest. It's getting lower and lower every step he takes. Getting close now to Mark Iliffe. He can't quite manage it. It's just short of Mark Iliffe, 17.8. Jamie Barr in third place. Absolutely exhausted.
You were looking at that mark, weren't you?
Ah, you're right, I was. But we're on joint points here. As long as I stay within a point of him, I've got a couple of good events, so. But he's not going to lie down, eh? That's what it's all about, a bit of carry on.
Strongest man, Glenn Ross. Glenn Ross, bitterly disappointed yesterday. This has got to be his comeback.
After a fantastic start, just messed up that train pole. That was yesterday, and today's two excellent events for me. And like, there's 4 events still left. I'm only 4 points off the lead, so anything can happen, you know.
Ready? Well, those plaster strips across the nose supposedly helps you breathe more easily. We'll have to wait and see. Glenn Ross just balancing it above that considerable stomach. I wonder if that's going to help him. I'll tell you what, though, he's striding away here. This is good from Glenn Ross. Getting up towards the leaders. Going past Jamie Barr and Mark Iliffe. But can he beat Andrew Rains? No, he can't, but he is in second place. Much, much better by Glenn Ross, but still 3 very strong men to come. Big cheers now for Bill Pittuck, but still, this massive question mark over his injury to his bicep. And this event will not help him a bit. So the longest distance we've seen this year, still by Andrew Rains at 24.1 metres. Bill Pittuck is going well. Those fists locked at the front of that bar. 275 kilos, the weight, massive. And Pittuck goes past Glenn Ross. He's gone into the lead, has he? Yes, he has. Brilliant by Bill Pittuck. 26.4 in the lead, just Rollinson and Dixon to go. Superb by Bill Pittuck. What a comeback.
One arm, eh?
One arm.
I mean, was it almost like that?
It didn't affect my arms. I tell you, it's not the strength of it, it's that breathing thing. I got to, I think it was halfway around, I could feel myself going. The oxygen to my brain and I just blacking out. I just kept going. Ooh.
It's almost a case of taking one deep breath and hanging on for as long as possible. Adrian Rollinson staring at the weight, trying to get himself psyched up. Little blow of chalk, and is away, lying in second place at the moment overall, behind Rob Dixon, 24 points to 25. You see the yellow discs around the circle. And now it's Bill Pittuck who's in the lead, 26.4. Rains, who was first to go in this event, in second place at 24.1. Oh, he's down. He's down 18.3. For the time being in fourth place and staggering all over the place. That took a lot out of Rollinson.
When you've actually got that weight on you, you tend to forget to breathe. And then obviously your power's going down and down and down, and that's the consequences, I suppose.
Well, if it was just willpower that was required for this event, I think Rob Dixon would win it hands down. So determined in front of a massive crowd here in Butlins.
Ready? Lift.
I don't think he's been more ready in his life. He's totally focused on this one. 26.4 metres by Bill Pittuck to beat. You'll see the yellow circles in just a moment. There we are, the furthest one away from Rob Dixon belongs to Bill Pittuck. He's still going, he's still going. A metre to go, and he's done it. The overall leader extends his lead over the rest, 29.4. And now, after this event, Rob Dixon from York is going to have a big, big lead over the rest. We're over the halfway mark in this year's final, and Rob Dixon is doing so well.
I was hoping to win, and Stumpy and Bill have done a major favour there. Just keeping Glenn back, because Glenn's got some good ones. Mind you, so's Bill. Well, it's going to boil down to stones again, I think. You know, a good old final for TV, innit? Good old final, mate.
Over the halfway stage then, and Rob Dixon very much in the box seat, picking up 10 points there and putting a further 3 between him and Glenn Ross. There are 2 battles on here though, one for the title and one to finish in the top 5 and qualify for the Worlds. Well, for event 5, Britain's strongest man brings Minehead Town Centre to a standstill. The deadlift hold. One van, weighing in at a mere 1,200 kilograms. You saw it in the heats, it was just too easy. So we thought for the final, we'd up the ante a bit. The biggest Atlas stone, 165 kilograms, making a total of 1,355. That should make it interesting. Well, to kick things off, Stuart Murray with a tremendous time, perhaps too little too late, but plenty for the rest to think about.
That was a cracking time by Stuart Murray, 96.5. So Mark Iliff striding out onto the platform along with Jamie Barr. Barr in 6th place overall, Iliff in 5th. And the 5th place is pretty crucial to their hopes of going to World's Strongest Man. It'll only be the top 5 that are invited to Zambia later on this year.
Clear, please. Mark,
so
ready.
This massive weight
Jimmy.
has got to be lifted now for over a minute and a half if these guys want to take the lead. Still Glenn Ross, the master of this event to come. Mark Iliff. He's done so well this year. He's been learning strongman events for the last 12 months and competing far better than he did last year. Jamie Barr on the left. There he is, strapped up, on the elbows, around the middle, on his knees and around his ankles as well. 30 seconds for both men. Jamie Barr just leaning forward a little bit. Mark Iliff's down, 35.3. Well, big surprise there, and so has Jamie Barr finished, 40.9. And so Stuart Murray's lead at the moment, well, he's done twice as much as anybody else. Remarkable.
Battle royal between you and Jamie for 5th at the moment, isn't it?
Yeah, it is really, yeah, very tight there, yeah. That's, well, it must be the worst event in the competition, that. Just find it very hard, a lot of stress through the whole body. It just drags him into the floor. Feels like tendons are going to start snapping and all sorts. How these guys can hold on to that for 2.5 minutes and one, I don't know, but...
Well, we might just find that out. Glenn Ross has never been beaten in a head-to-head in Britain's Strongest Man in any sort of static lift. He is the master. Just getting strapped on. Glenn Ross and Adrian Rollinson. One more pair to go after this. There's Rollinson. He's just glad to be in this final, and he really is competing well. Equal 2nd place at the moment with Bill Pittuck. Ross the first to rise. Rollinson a 2nd after him. And all of a sudden, they're motionless. The crowd really just watching these guys and thinking, how on earth can they do this? And Glenn Ross surely not smiling. Rollinson head down. He's got to keep the shoulders back. As soon as those shoulders slope forward, it's all over. The lead, a massive 96.5. There's going to be nobody, surely, can do 2 minutes on this one with the increased weight. So Stuart Murray's time, absolutely superb. 40 seconds. Ross just trying to block out the pain. Still breathing.
50.
Adrian Rollinson's head goes up. He's trying to stay solid. Ross is solid. No doubt about that whatsoever. And Rollinson done so well so far in this final. Looking forward at the moment to a place in Britain's team for the world's strongest man, but he's gone down 68.4. That's the second best we've seen so far, but in a moment it will only be the third best because Ross is still there. 80 seconds gone. Can he win it? We've still got Pittuck and Dixon to come. Stuart Murray's time, 1:36.5, and any minute now, Ross will know he's done it. He has, that's absolutely superb. He wants a little more, surely. He knows Pittuck and Dixon are very strong, and his strap has gone. That was incredible. Glenn Ross, I think, could have gone on for longer. But the strap broke, and that means his challenge is over. 106.8 seconds.
Back in business?
Well, we'll see. Rob is very good at this. Very good at this. So he wants it most. And that's what it boils down to. I think Stuart might have done me a favour, though. So, hopefully, no, we're going to beat the time, you know.
Well, Glenn Ross certainly made sure that time will be very hard to beat indeed. Dixon just taking his time up onto the platform. Pittuck ready to go. Little whisper there by Bill Pittuck to Yuka Ahola. I'm not sure what they're talking about. But Jamie Reeves on this side just making sure that both men are strapped on. When things get really tough, it's only the straps that are holding them onto the car. Look at the bruising on his arm. This could be a problem for Bill Pittuck. And at this stage in the competition, these two guys have really got to put on a show here if they're going to hope to carry off the title. Pittuck the first to rise, then Dixon. Two different stopwatches on both of these trucks. Oh, Pittuck nearly fell. Only 10 seconds on the clock. He had to readjust there. It's not a pretty sight watching these two guys. But I tell you what, you've got to be so strong and so full of grit and determination. And Dixon has got that in abundance. Pittuck, head held high. Dixon, solid as a rock. 35 seconds. Glenn Ross leads 106.8. Stuart Murray, 96.5. Bill Pittuck has gone. He's gone early. I'm sure that arm must be a problem. He shakes his head. He was actually looking at the doctor. But Rob Dixon is still there. Fantastic by Dixon. Over a minute. Chasing Stuart Murray for second place. Glenn Ross leads by a mile at the moment. And let's not forget that with just 2 events to go, Rob Dixon is leading the rest by 5 points. Oh, look at this. Fantastic. He's turning purple. I tell you what, this is a most remarkable display. 90 seconds, he's all over the place. His strap broke as well. He left the strap on that frame, lifting the car. His grip gave way. It doesn't matter, he's back on his feet. Absolutely unbelievable by Rob Dixon. In third place, he's going to stay in the lead. 2 events to go. I wonder if we're looking at the new champion.
Talk us through that dismount.
What a somersault. Yeah, I'm taking up gymnastics now. I'm not good at strongman, so gymnastics is going to be my forte, I think.
Could you have done more?
What, more somersaults?
Wow.
Well, yeah. I was going to do what I had to do to win.
Is it you against Glenn, do you think, for the title?
I would like to say, really. I needed one here because I don't really rate me drag that much. But we'll see. I hope so. That puts me against someone anyway. That would be nice.
Well, Glenn Ross expected to win the deadlift hold, and he duly did. That was Stuart Murray's moment in the sun, picking up 9 points for second. And when you look at the overall scoreboard, basically now there's only 4 men in it. Can anybody catch Rob Dixon?
I'm happy enough. 2 points on that there. Carrying drag. I hope it's heavy tomorrow. It is heavy, but I'm laughing. I'm laughing because I'll do him on the stones. It'll be up to me and Adrian Rollinson.
Two events left now, no margin for error on the promenade. Down by the sea again, a vast me shipmates, and when I say vast, I mean vast. Onto this trailer you load 1, 2, 3, 4 barrels, 80 kilograms each, that's 320 in total, and then you scuttle around the front and you drag the whole lot as quickly as you can to the end of the course, weighed down by this anchor, which is 100 kilograms in its own right. That's nearly half a ton, but this could well be the event that decides who is Britain's strongest man.
Mark Iliff. Mark Iliff still looking confident and fit. Jamie Barr. And still this all-important 5th place to go for to qualify for World's Strongest Man. Away we go. 80 kilograms. And not just the fact it weighs heavy, it's awkward as well. You've got to get the balance right, otherwise the barrel will roll off, that's for sure. Mark Iliff's got a bit of work to do. Jamie Barr just a fraction in the lead at the moment. Mark Iliff has had a good final, no doubt about that. If he comes back next year, I think it could be a real contender, but it's Jamie Barr in the lead. Iliff a fraction behind. Jamie Barr screaming at himself to get this moving. As you heard John say, it's over half a ton. Yes, indeed. Jamie Barr, 45.6. Mark Iliff just outside 50 seconds, 50.2. Good performance by both men.
Happy man?
It's a Jane Fonda event, isn't it? So if I didn't win it, I'd be embarrassed. Well, we'll wait to see, but I need to stay ahead of Mark because we're on the same points there, and we're fighting for 5th place. So I'm happy with that.
How hard is that event?
It's not too bad, but you've just got to dig in and keep going at full pelt. When you start feeling sick, don't think of it, just keep going.
And if you sort of become the pundit, who's that going to favour? Glenn, Rob Dixon, Aid, who later on?
Fitter guys.
In lane 1, Bill Pittuck. Well, I just wonder how fit Bill Pittuck is. But having said that, it should be familiar territory. Pittuck works in a brewery in Northampton, so those barrels should be easy meat. Rollinson gets away as well. Adrian lying in 3rd place, behind Glenn Ross and Rob Dixon. Just rolls it to the end. Pittuck slightly in the lead. I just wonder how that arm is going to affect him. The bruising just seems to be getting worse and worse. Rollinson, he's finding this just a little bit difficult. 1 barrel to go for each of them though, and Rollinson is coming on the stronger. Round to the front, away we go. The leading time, 45.6 by Jamie Barr. Listen to the roar. Pittuck is gaining. Bill Pittuck is gaining on Rollinson. He's about a foot ahead. He really has come on well. A sprint finish for Bill Pittuck, just ahead of Rollinson. Bill Pittuck, 47.2. Jamie Barr still in the lead. Rollinson in 3rd place.
Well, you're 2nd quickest behind Jamie, but you put down a marker, haven't you?
Yeah. Yes. I've promised my boys the PlayStation 2. If I come in the top 3, so what a bust do now. Getting that PlayStation 2. Rob's got 2 good events. He'll be fast at this. Good at the stones. Top 3 doing me. I'll be chuffed with that.
Well, it was Jamie Barr who said that fitness was all important. I think Rob Dixon has got it, but has the defending champion, Glenn Ross. He's nodding his head as if to say, yes, I can do this. Glenn Ross in second place behind Dixon by 5 points. And that is a big margin with just the Atlas stones to go. Dixon, oh, he's got problems. Almost a little slip up there by Rob Dixon. And it's Ross who's gone into the lead. Glenn Ross is moving so well. But remember, they've still got to drag that half-ton weight down the course. It's neck and neck. Glenn Ross just in the lead. Can he keep it going? It's fast. The time to beat 45.6. Glenn Ross is flying. He's really going for it. It's going to be close, but I think he can do it. Yes, he can. Unbelievable finish by Glenn Ross. 43.9. Rob Dixon struggling on the far side. Oh, we've had a big turnaround in this event. He's absolutely exhausted. What a performance by Glenn Ross. Making his comeback just when it counted.
I'm elated. Every year, so it was the second to last event I go into the lead. And nothing is going to let me lose the stones. Nothing. I'm going to win the stones. I'm going to get 5 on, and I'm going to be Britain's strongest man again.
Well, what a performance. Everybody said that event was just for the athletes, but Ross proved them wrong. And it really is now for Glenn to lose. Only Rob Dixon is standing between him and a 3rd consecutive title.
Well, he's pulled it all back. 1 point in the lead. All to go. I have to lift all 5. That's the only way to beat this man now. All 5 are to go. I can do quicker than him. He's not going to do the quick 4. If he's going to plod along and do all 5, he'll beat me. I'll have to dig in very, very deep if I want this, and I do want it. No two ways about it. Win or lose, this is it. You know, everyone wants a new champion this time. I hope I can be the man.
Well, it's been a long old road. Our 10 finalists have lifted in excess of 4,000 kilograms in the first 6 events, not to mention pulling that 40-ton train. But in the end, and could we have managed this better, it comes down to the Atlas stones, and in particular, this stone. It's a pretty safe bet that all the leading contenders are going to put 4 safely onto the wall. But this, the bonus ball if you like, 162.5 kilograms, will determine whether Glenn Ross is to become Britain's strongest man for an unprecedented 3rd time in a row. But if he doesn't, it's game on.
And so it's all come down to this last event, an event that is so well known by both men. Rob Dixon, head-to-head, not just with Glenn Ross for this event, but for the overall title. Glenn Ross going for 3 titles in a row, Rob Dixon for his first title. Well, oh my goodness, Glenn Ross not off to a good start. Dixon is flying. Oh, that nearly went over the back. That is a problem. Glenn Ross, is it a case of the tortoise and the hare, though? What has Rob Dixon got as far as the 5th stone? Rob Dixon flying. Glenn Ross in a bit of trouble. Whoever wins this event will become overall champion. The overall leader at the moment, incidentally, is Jamie Barr, 4 stones and 34.7, but it's down to these 2. Only 1 point separates them, and Glenn Ross has taken the initiative. Dixon must get this one ahead of Glenn Ross, otherwise it's all over. He's having problems with his grip. Ross struggling, wrestling with that giant stone. 165 kilos. He's done it. He's done it. Can you believe it? Glenn Ross is the daddy once again. He walks the walk. Champion 3 years in a row. Poor old Rob Dixon. He knows he's beaten. Oh my goodness, what a dramatic finale in Minehead. Glenn Ross has come from behind. He's come from well behind. At one point, Rob Dixon 5 points ahead. And actually, I don't think Glenn Ross can believe it. Unbelievable performance by Glenn Ross.
I am a true champion.
Well, I'm not going to argue with that. Neither will his wife. Beautiful, beautiful moment. Glenn Ross does it again.
That was a battle royal. Did you have any doubts at any stage, Glenn, that you weren't going to win?
On the first stone, the tacky was slipping. I just maybe put too much on. And I heard the heat and that. I went, oh no. Then I said, I'm going to get 5 up. So I just paced myself. I just hope Rob didn't do it. And come good in the end.
Rob, you were so close.
I was, you're right.
You couldn't have done any more.
I couldn't have done much more. I mean, a couple of things didn't quite go my way. Strap, 1 point with Stewart. If we'd have been equal, it'd have been close. But anyone who gets 5 of them up after 12 grueling events deserves to be champion.
Well, Glenn Ross said it would all come down to the Atlas Stones. He'd lift 5 and would lift the title, and he duly did all of that. 10 points to give him a grand total of 58, 4 clear of Dixon in second, Rollinson third, Pittuck fourth, Barr fifth, and Mark Iliff narrowly missing out on one of the automatic places in the world's strongest man competition in Africa. So, third spot goes to the genial giant from Dudley in the West Midlands, Adrian Rollinson. Rob Dixon disappointed with second, and the champion for the 3rd time running, receiving the Citroën Van Trophy from the Director of Public Affairs, Mark Raven, Glenn Ross. Once again, he's the toast of Bangor in County Down in Northern Ireland. And truly, he is a giant amongst giants.
Awesome. Awesome, that is. I've never met no one like him. I don't know how he does it. He's got a big heart as well. Yeah, he's hungry for it every year. Brilliant athlete. I could see him winning again next year and the year after.
He's got a massive desire to win, really. Just an all-round athlete. He doesn't look the part. He is the part. Proved it 3 times in a row. So maybe it's off to Glenn Ross, really.
I think I've proved now I'm becoming a great British champion now. And I just hope now that I can fulfill my dream in World's Strongest Man, because that's what I want the most. I'll be ready this year, ready to make the final. I'm ready to take the world on.
Well, I've no idea how long it took Livingston to get there, but Glenn has a few months to make it to the Victoria Falls, where this year's World's Strongest Man competition is taking place. We'll see you at Christmas, swapping the shores of the Severn for the banks of the Zambezi. See you then.